Last year, the students would come in, they'd sit at their desk, I'd stand at the front of the room, I would teach them how to do a certain math algorithm, and then I'd set them free to start practicing those, and they would sit with their hand raised if they didn't get it, and I'd come around and I'd help them. Instead of dropping 25 problems in front of a student, we'll compare strategies with each other. Students are also asked to tell a lot about how they solve the problem, so there is some writing that they do. A lot more problem solving that goes on.
I really appreciate the organization of Bridges. I appreciate the ease in which you can read the books and implement the lessons, but still use your own personal style to add interest and make it your own. My name is Leslie Ficker, and I teach first grade at Gubser. This is my second year at first grade and my second year full-time in a classroom. The day that we filmed, the children had made their whales, and we were meeting to put them in a pattern, and we were trying to get to a growing pattern, and starting with one and continuing on, and just seeing what the children noticed and could they build a pattern.
Keep in mind all the things you notice and what you know. What about, do we keep going?
If you can identify patterning, then you're going to be able to understand a lot of conceptual things about mathematics. Well, I have a student who knows how to count. She can tell you the answers to a lot of questions. She can do a lot of work in her head. But until she understands that numbers have patterns, she doesn't really understand the difference in a written number between 16 and 61. And if she can do 10, 11, and 12, the lights go on. Oh, I get it. I see the patterns. And then once they go into place value, then they can put what they know about place value and patterning together. One of the strong points about the Bridges curriculum is that I can blend it with science and social sciences as well. You don't even notice any transitions from one subject to the other, and it's very much integrated.
What's that group of whales called? Does anybody know?
A school.
Well, I've heard of a school of fish and a school of kids, but how about P-O-D-S? Pod. A pod.
About this program is the interactions with students are really interesting. They're more thought-provoking. I'm not just sitting there telling them the formulas, the algorithms, the answers. There's a lot of questioning. That's my role, is questioning to bring out what they already know and try to make the connections to the new knowledge that they're creating.
If you have a good reason to do that, we can do that, but can you take a look?
So they're all sharing their ideas. The benefit of that is that the kids who are a little bit shy about sharing their ideas, they hear what the other children are thinking, and they're thinking to themselves, you know what, I can count by tens. I get it. I'll ask them, how did your brain come up with that? Then they'll explain their thinking. And so they have a little more time to do their own processing, and they're reinforced by what the other children are saying. Also, if they make a mistake, that's okay, because that's a way, by sharing ideas, we find mistakes, and that's really good modeling for the kids. And in the classroom that I have, we don't make other kids feel bad about their mistakes. They're really helpful, eager to figure out ways to solve the problems. After that, we transitioned into workplaces, which there are usually at least 6 games ongoing at any point in time. It's a very fun feeling for them, and I don't think they always realize what they're learning. They're certainly learning big-time math stuff, that's for sure. They're also learning how to get along with others, and in first grade, that's really an important skill. If I feel that they're not being challenged, I might change the rules of the game. They might have to be using multiplication skills. They might have to be doing something a little bit different. It wouldn't look very different if you were just looking at the class, but the expectations are easy to address. I haven't heard a single child this year have a negative attitude about math. They're excited about it. They are excited to go to workplaces and practice the skills and concepts that they've been taught in group lessons. Children that tend to be tag identified, or whether they're not tag identified, that they just have those higher levels of thinking in place. Bridges is really nice in that it's easy to extend those activities. I might expect to see, instead of 3 math sentences in every area on Friday figuring, I might expect 5, and I might expect them and encourage them to use multiplication. It's all aligned with all the state benchmarks, and it just, as a teacher, going in and having everything laid out ahead of time, knowing where you're going, knowing what concepts you want to teach, makes it very doable.